watch. The Empire's on the run.
That Crazy Like Alex Jones videos on Infowars.com.
GCN Radio Network.
It's video. Are you crazy like Alex Jones? Right now on Infowars.com. Get it, get it, get it.
Hey, how you doing, Alex?
Good, brother.
Just recently started using your products. Everything you said about them's correct. Me and my wife both use a lot of them, and it's made a lot of changes in our lives here.
Well, thank you, brother. It's because it also funds our operation, but doing that, I know I've got to have the highest quality. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's own natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals.
We do the Super Male and the Super Female Vitality. Big changes, a lot of energy. We've gotten off of the cheap energy drinks, energy shots, saving a ton of money there.
Sourced from powerful organic herbs, harvested around the planet, and then concentrated for maximum potency. They want to stun and dumb down, and energy drinks and stuff just cover that up for a while, but then burn you out, in my experience, whereas stuff that gets your glands naturally going goes right to the source. So it's pretty exciting, and I love it. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality and other powerful products from InfoWars Life. InfoWars Life and InfoWarsLife.com is extremely excited to announce our latest release, Winter Sun, a revolutionary type of vitamin D3. Winter Sun is a premium quality vitamin D3 nutritional supplement. It is produced by extracting oil from healthy, nutrient-dense plants known as lichens. Every batch is analyzed for purity and D3 content. It's completely free of toxins and allergens. Simply put, if you want the best at an extremely low price, this is it. Winter Sun is the result of our pursuit of the best source of vitamin D3. The research and development took over 2 years, but the result, as verified by independent laboratories, is the best vegan vitamin D3 product in the world. Read the facts at InfoWarsLife.com about Winter Sun Vitamin D3. Not only does vitamin D3 promote a healthy mood, but vitamin D supports our memory and brain function, something the globalists are targeting. Visit InfoWars.com today or call 888-253-3139. In the near future. When you realize how fake it all is, the football, the basketball.
Alert. Security alert. This is Homeland Security. Analysis. InfoWars building independent media operation.
We let the worst people get control and tell us that we are the ones responsible.
Prime directive. Discredit Alex Jones.
Jones is the wildly popular conspiracy theorist.
It's a popular conspiracy theory talk show called InfoWars.
Alex Jones is now in an Austin jail.
These people are assaulting us.
Targeting of patriots engaged.
They are never going to stop. They're never going to deviate from their program until we stop them.
Block free iPhone app at Infowars.com. Block free podcast and video feed. Imperative. Destroy Prison Planet TV.
You gotta set your eye on the enemy, not worry about what propaganda they put out. Intellectually, it's begun. You can feel it.
Waging war on corruption. It's Alex Jones coming to you live from the front lines of the InfoWar.
Yeah, there's a storm on the loose. Sirens in my head. Wrapped up in silence, all circuits are dead. Can I decode? My whole life spins into a frenzy.
And it all blows away. The facades. And then you're in reality. It doesn't mean you have all the answers, but wow. You were in that little box, so little, with these control freaks telling you how the world worked, throwing labels on you. It's a rebellion against their control and into the wider universe. Briefly, we have got great deals going on the 3 key nutraceuticals at InfoWarsLife.com, the Oxy Powder, the Super Nascent Iodine, and, of course, the Super Male Vitality. All 3 of those together. I've lost over 60 pounds the last few years, as everybody knows. The side-by-side photos in just 45 days when I took it religiously, instead of just every other day or so, it was even faster. 6+ pounds came off, and the muscle increased stamina, you name it. These things all work synergistically together. Free shipping on those 3 items together. You can buy them individually and get free shipping. InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. And your purchase funds this operation as well. So I want to thank you all for your support. But you've heard the rave reviews. InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. Don't just count on us to always be here. We're able to build this because you buy the books, the videos, the water filters, the materials at InfoWarsStore.com and InfoWarsLife.com. We've only got a few minutes before we air this, then we'll come back, get some final comments from Josh Owens and David Knight, who 1 year ago today, at about this time, were leading with a march as journalists, the feds saying we're going to shoot you at the Bundy Ranch. It's over 1 million views on that video they got out that night. Just historic event, feds surrender to citizens. Feds forces surrender to American citizens is the name of the videos, right at 1.5 million views. Tens of millions of views in the aggregate, and here on this show. The point is it's getting out there. Harry Reid freaked out, called everybody terrorists, but he's the one who's fallen on his face now. He's the one leaving office now, and it really shows where things are going to go in the future when we have the moral authority, if they really want this civil war. David Knight, a minute or two comment, and then Josh Owens. You guys really were, and everybody there, heroes of something very important. This was the second shot heard around the world, but not redcoats firing, redcoats standing down.
Exactly, Alex. You know, it's great that we were there, but I think both of us were very upset to see how it was spin, the spin that came out of the media, the spin that came out of Harry Reid. We saw the people there. We know that they were not threatening the troops. It was the troops that were pointing guns at people, the troops that were shouting.
You heard them. They said, we'll shoot you.
Yeah, exactly. And as we point out in this video, you can see the Fox News guy thought he was going to be shot as well. He's holding his camera, but he's lifting up his shirt saying, don't shoot, you know. So, I mean, there's plenty of evidence. You can see it there. You can also see the people are not pointing guns. Most of the people there didn't have any
guns. They had one guy up on an overpass that looked really suspicious with it.
That's all they showed the entire time.
Very provocative, very stupid.
Exactly.
Just like the feds pointing guns. Very provocative, very stupid.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's very key. And, of course, they had a party this last Saturday. It took place on a Saturday. They had a big barbecue. So you see Salon coming out saying, this is what white supremacy looks like. The Bundy Ranch has a party 1 year after the fact because the feds stood down. But meanwhile, in Charleston, they're shooting a black man in the back. So they make it racial. This was nothing at all.
But that cop's been indicted.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we talk about
we got black cops shooting black guys and vice versa, and white cops beating up white guys and shooting them. I mean, it's just, there's an out-of-control police culture in some areas, but it's not racial in my view.
Absolutely. And they also take the Southern Poverty Law Center attack, and they try to connect in Jared Miller, the guy who later, a couple of months later, shot a couple of cops in Las Vegas, making it look as if he was there. You know, this was part of the Bundy revolution. And of course, it wasn't. They ejected him out of their midst. And that's one of the points I make in the video, is that unlike Ferguson, where you had outside provocateurs come in, looting and burning buildings, they had their own people there. That
we're going to break this down after the video with some final comments. But Josh, we got about a minute, so we got to go to this video. What's your take 1 year later?
Well, I can't believe it's been a year. Time flies. But like he was saying, I mean, even with the Jared Miller stuff, remember when that came out, when that happened, when they were draping the bodies in Gadsden flags, I went back and looked at my footage, and I went through, and all of the militiamen, all the people that were there, I got video of every single one of them, and they weren't there. But they tried to act like they were there. They tried to act like they were almost like they were leading it. Like, look at what these people did at Bundy Ranch. No, people didn't die that day, but look what they did, you know, however long after, when Jared Miller and Amanda.
They gave an interview to somebody that was there, but they got him out of their midst. That's the key thing. And they were actually better at policing. If you want to say this is a straight up shot with this guy, they got him out of the area.
Look, I think the whole thing was suspicious.
Exactly.
And we're going to break that down. That's the folks that went in the Walmart and shot the cop.
Yeah, yeah.
And then one other.
If you want to say that he really was somebody looking to shoot cops and he wasn't Patsy or part of it, then they.
Sure, well, we're going to break that down. We're going to the video right now. Here's a special report.
Sheriff, this is what we the people are asking this morning. Disarm the Park Service.
We're faced with a decision to either get the cattle or be the cattle.
But we're staying here until they're gone.
We want those arms picked up, don't we?
Yeah! The crowd is now moving forward toward the barrier. The police have been telling everybody they're going to shoot if we don't move back.
As we approach the 1 year anniversary of the standoff at the Bundy Ranch, I want to take another look at what happened, especially in light of the lies and slander from media like Glenn Beck and the dangerous characterization by Obama, Harry Reid, Homeland Security that labeled the community standing together against brutality as domestic terrorists. On April 7, 2014, Paul Joseph Watson wrote an article, Armed Feds Prepare for Showdown with Nevada Cattle Rancher, with the subtitle, Ruby Ridge-Style Standoff Brewing, as Bundy says he's prepared to be killed. The property rights dispute had been going on for decades, but now things were beginning to come to a head. Hundreds of federal officials, aided by helicopters, low-flying aircraft, hired cowboys, began rounding up Bundy's cattle the preceding weekend as Bundy accused them of trespassing. And as supporters from the local community and protesters headed to the area to demand that the feds back off, the BLM had created a First Amendment area out in the middle of nowhere where demonstrators could voice their concerns, but nowhere else. This area right here, this small area here, was cordoned off with orange temporary light construction barriers marching from the free speech zone. It just shows you how quickly your free speech zones can disappear. When you allow them to be contained to a very small area, it's gone. But we're here, and we want to tell the BLM something about how upset we are with what's going on here, but there's no government agency here to listen to us. That's the whole reason you don't confine people to remote areas from what's happening. Not only had the federal agents been confiscating Bundy's cattle, they had also set up agents with sniper rifles, pointed at the ranchers, pointed at the protesters. The crowd had been building throughout the week, and on Saturday there was a huge crowd. To defuse it, the sheriff came in the morning to address the crowd and tell them that the powers that be had graciously consented to allow the last rancher remaining in business in the area to continue grazing. Never mind that he had had most of his cattle rustled by the army of BLM contractors for the past several weeks.
With that being said, I believe a press release has already been put forth that the BLM is going to cease this operation. The Gold Butte allotment will be reopened to the public.
Much to the surprise of the sheriff, Bundy said that wasn't good enough.
The sheriff, this is what we the people are asking this morning. Disarm the Park Service.
Right. Yeah.
At Lakemead and Red Rock Park and all other parks that the federal government claims they have jurisdiction over.
Yeah.
Take your county bulldozers and loaders and tear down the entrance places, where they ticket us and where they enter us and make us citizens pay their fees. You take down you get the county equipment out there and tear those things down this morning.
Yes, sir. Immediately.
What they wanted was for him to exercise his authority as the only lawful law enforcement in the area and to disarm the BLM agents and contractors who had been pointing their sniper rifles at the protesters and ranchers, confiscate their weapons, tell them to leave the area, and then stack the weapons on stage. Bundy gave him 1 hour to do so. At the end of the time limit, Bundy announced that it looked like the sheriff wasn't going to do anything. No one was surprised. But what did surprise us and surprise the federals was his announcement.
I guess he's not coming, so I guess we had presents. We thought we had a sheriff here, but evidently we don't have a sheriff here. We're going to go and take the rest of them out of the compound trails up here above the freeway.
I was one of the first ones to get down to the area where the standoff would occur.
Okay, people are now moving. They stopped for prayer.
They had vehicles, they had guns that were pointing at us, and they had shields. And they had a loudspeaker that was announcing that they would shoot if we did not leave the area. The only mainstream media that was in attendance was one cameraman from Fox News. He desperately wanted to get over to the BLM and interview them, but he was scared to death, as you can see in this video, that they were going to shoot him. He kept announcing that he was with Fox News. He pulled up his shirt to show that he wasn't armed. They kept telling him to go back. They did not want him to come to interview them. They were in a fighting stance. They had 80 different cars, each of them with just one BLM agent.
Now, it's a standoff. I've got a count of 107 vehicles.
107, okay.
Going on the road.
That's
and, you know, the thing of it is all 107 those vehicles were armed with armed army.
Yes.
That always fascinated me.
Absolutely.
Why would the State Highway Patrol allow an army like that onto their highway, and then why would that army be